And welcome to Extension Connection. I'm your host, Tony Ullrich. The Woodbury County Extension is the local outreach of Iowa State University. Woodbury County Extension has a part in many projects and programs that provide resources for the people in Woodbury County and beyond. With me today, we have Denise Knaack. She is a building superintendent for the 4-H exhibits at the 2008 Woodbury County Fair. And also along with her is Jessica Wade, who is a 4-H'er herself. Thanks for being with us today, guys.
Nice to be with you, Tony.
And first off, Denise, tell us what everyone can expect at this year's fair.
Well, I think they can expect a lot of what they've seen before, but we try to make sure that there's always new things and new sites and new exhibits at each fair.
Okay. And I know you've been a building superintendent for several years now. What has the creativity potential been like for the young 4-H'ers and their projects?
I think the creativity level has maintained or gone up. We really see some wonderful exhibits come in, whether it's in the visual arts area or food and nutrition or the science, mechanics, and engineering areas. We've seen some really new and unique exhibits in the past. We even had taxidermy entered last year, and that was some of the first I'd seen of that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. Now, of course, there's a lot of 4-H'ers that come with their animals. What type of animals have you seen at the fair?
Well, the standard beef and swine and so on, but one of the new areas is that we're starting to get llamas at the fair. Last year it was just an exhibitionist project, but there's talk of beginning to have an actual llama class.
Now I know my shirt kind of plays it out of the whole fair. It has a little bit of everything on there. This is last year's shirt.
Right.
But let's talk more on the 4-H side of things. As far as animals and projects that go for judging, now they're going to do it 2 days before now. Jessica, how long have you been a part of the fair experience?
This is my 7th year in 4-H. I joined when I was in 4th grade, and every year I've gone to the fair and loved it, and every year there's something new. It's always a blast, so yep, 7 years.
I know that seems like a long time,
yeah,
but usually a lot of kids are, they start right in 4th grade and go till about their senior year in high school.
Time flies. I wish we could start sooner, really.
I know, and I think, you know, there's some kids that like to tag along with club members and kind of get a feel of things right before they enter 4th grade.
Yeah.
So, now, what exactly have you taken to the fair?
Oh, geez. Everything. I've taken horses, goats, rabbits, chickens. I've taken my dog. I've taken a couple of cats. But besides that, projects-wise, do you want? Okay. Sure. I've taken lots of art projects, poetry and communications, citizenship projects. Photography is a big project area. A lot of people enter it, and it's a really easy one. It's fun for all ages. So that pretty much covers it. I mean, I'm really involved. I'm there every day. I practically live at the fair.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
A lot of individuals are your age. What do you enjoy most about being involved with 4-H come fair time?
My favorite part is probably the horse show. I mean, I'm involved with horses all year long, and I work towards fair. I mean, I go to other horse shows, but fair time is just what I work all year for, and I'm sure a lot of other people feel the same way that are my age and as involved in that as I am.
And it's a year-round thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of work goes into it. And you're getting all ready to be judged, and you got to make sure that it's groomed right and everything. I've taken horses myself too.
Yeah, I mean, people think it's crazy, you know, you're going for a $3 ribbon, but it's for like the pride, and you know, you feel proud of yourself when your animal does well and you do well, and yeah, it's the whole year round. It's a lot of work, but it's totally worth it.
Well, I wish you the best of luck at this year's fair.
Thank you.
Now, Denise, there's going to be a life skills challenge. It's a yearly thing at the fair.
Yes,
Tell us what the purpose of that is.
Life Skills is an event where the youth read a problem or a scenario, and then they're given 4 choices of how to solve the problem. They not only have to pick out the right answer, or the best answer is what I should say, but they also have to rank the rest of the answers from best to worst. And that's all scored on a mathematical system. And the individuals who win that then, now, this has been new in the last couple of years, go to a district competition at the Clay County Fair. So life skills has really bloomed into a hierarchy of competition for solving everyday problems. Some of the scenarios are about buying cars, some of them are about getting a stain out of clothing, some of them are about the safest way to pack a lunch. There's just a variety of everyday scenarios.
Now, anyone who's interested in trying out the challenge can certainly try it out, isn't that correct?
That is correct. It's done on Judging Day, which is July 28th, 2 days before the fair actually opens. We judge in the Varied Industries building, and we're so blessed that the Fair Board lets us use that now because it's air conditioned. And the youth can go in during their judging time or when they're done judging or before, and they can try the life skills event.
Okay. Now, there are so many opportunities for 4-Hers to get involved over the days of the fair. What are just a few of those opportunities?
Oh, well, besides having their exhibits judged and conference judged, there's all the livestock and the animals, from small animals all the way up to beef and horse. And there's the dog show. There's communications events like Share the Fun, where they get to try and share a talent with the audience. There's public speaking events where they teach the audience about something. And for the seniors, there's a real challenge called extemporaneous speaking, where they're given a topic just 30 minutes before they speak, and they have to construct a 5-minute speech about that topic.
Okay. Now, now talking that there's everything for everyone.
Yes.
How should one prepare to attend this fair event?
If they're a 4-H'er who's actually exhibiting, by now they should be pretty well having their exhibits prepared and doing the final touches on them. If they're taking an animal, they'd better have it trained by now and rope lead. I'm thinking of the beef, they have to be halter led. They should be finishing up their goal sheets and their explanations of their projects. And they should be double checking the fair book for all the rules to make sure that they don't lose points on a simple rule violation.
Now, what about someone who might be trying out their first time experience at the fair?
Probably one thing that would help them is to look over a schedule of all the fair events and just pick out 4 or 5 that they want to try and highlight them and read up on the rules on them. And then just start slow. Jessica's involved in everything, but she's got some years of experience behind her. And there are kids who literally live at the fair all week. But for a beginner, just take 4 or 5 things.
Now, we know it's going to be right in the middle of summer. How should people dress on that side of things?
The fair is fairly casual. They don't have to be in dressy clothes, but some of the events do have clothing requirements. The horse show has a dress code, the beef show has a dress code, and if they read their fair book, they'll know what those codes are.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure the visitors of the fair will be dressed in short sleeves and shorts, maybe a hat,
yes.
Sunglasses, plenty of sunscreen, and bug spray.
There you go, that's right.
Now let's get back onto the 4-H topic, Jessica. When all the judging is over and the fair is behind you, what have you learned? And I know you're a junior, and how do you usually prepare for the next one?
Well, I look at things I can improve on. You know, the nice thing about getting your projects judged is they will tell you what you need to improve on, what is good. They boost your confidence a lot, but then they tell you what you need to work on. So if I plan on entering the same category the next year, I know what I need to do different and what I need to do the same. So it's a lot of learning is involved each year. So I learned a lot. I mean, I can't really say one particular thing, but every year, yeah, I learned so much.
Okay, and what are some of those topics that you learn more in? What areas are you learning?
Well, for instance, in photography, there are a lot of rules. Like if there's 4-Hers watching this, they'll know the rule of thirds. You know, the judges will ask you a lot of questions, and if you don't know, that's something you've learned. I mean, I always learn something, and there are a lot of rules in photography and visual arts. Like for instance, last year I didn't put bumpers on the back of my picture frames, and I didn't know that I needed to, so that's something I learned for this year. So.
Now this is something that's definitely going to help you along the lines with your career later on in life, right?
Definitely. My goal is to be a veterinarian. I want to attend Iowa State, and so showing the animals, and I mean even doing goal sheets really helps you. I mean you get even computer experience because a lot of people like to type them, and I learned how to communicate. I mean, I never imagined I'd be in an interview right now. I used to be like the little kid that like hung on their mom's skirt because I was too shy to talk to anybody. So 4-H has helped me a lot.
Okay, and let's talk a little more about the events that the fair usually has every year, and certainly this year. There's a Kids Day.
Yes, there
and
is.
I think there's a Senior Day as well.
Yes, there usually is. That's true.
Can you talk a little more about that?
Well, on Kids Day, kids get in free, and if they come past the extension booth, they can get a free prize. On Senior Citizens Day, seniors get in free, and they can go over the whole fairgrounds without having to pay the entry fee at the gate.
Oh, really? And I think there's actually a new thing that they're doing this year. I'm not sure if they did it in for previous fairs, but I believe that active duty military personnel will be admitted free of charge throughout the fair.
That's true, and I don't know if they did that before, but that is true this year.
Okay, and what are some other areas as far as the working exhibits that people can get involved with?
Oh, working exhibits are really a lot of fun. It's an event where the 4-H'ers lead a group of people through making or learning about another topic. And it's a hands-on kind of demonstration as opposed to educational presentations where they just tell about it. In working exhibits, they actually lead people through the making of it. And I've seen them do every craft you can imagine to, I've seen really educational topics where they compare generic groceries to name brand groceries, and you have to try and figure out which one you're tasting. And a lot of times they find out that the generics are just as good as name brands.
Okay. Now, were you ever involved with any working exhibits?
I did Pride of Iowa one year, and I have done a comparison type of thing where I compared organic to non-organic, and I went around the neighborhood and had people try them, and that wasn't really a working exhibit, but kind of like it. But Pride of Iowa is where, at least when I did it, you weren't allowed to talk, but you had to teach some audience something. By not talking, you could have posters, and what I did was how to make a smoothie, and then at the end you had to give everyone samples.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And how did everyone enjoy that?
They liked them. And I was like in 5th grade probably, or 4th grade, so I was really little, and so everyone was, you know, of course thought it was so cute. You know, I wasn't talking, which was good for me because I was still really shy back then. That was my cup of tea.
It's important to note that the Pride of Iowa event has to feature an Iowa product. That's one of the rules of it.
Yes.
And she's right, they can't talk. They can do it with posters and actions. So they don't even have to memorize a speech, but they have to feature an Iowa product.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I used Wells Dairy ice cream or something in mine. Yeah.
Okay, very interesting. Well, I know that our time is, we're out of time, and I'm sure the fair this year, like every year, will be fun-filled, certainly for the whole family. Bring the whole family. And lots of events going on. And one more time, the Woodbury County Fair 2008 is going on Wednesday, July 30th, and that will run through Sunday, August 3rd. Thanks for watching, and thanks again, guys, for being with us today. That's our show. I'm Tony Ullrich.